Good morning, folks. How you doing? It's Inbred Outlook here. That name's a social commentary. One of these days I'm going to have a whole video on that, but for right this second we're not gonna. It snowed last night. You know, welcome to camper life. The first time I wintered in a camper, I went and got some of that thick insulation board and put it all the way around the bottom, but I didn't do it this year because we thought we were going to be moving to our homestead, but there's no electricity for like 10 or 12 miles and I ain't paying for it. So however, I did get my second solar charge controller in, which means, well, my solar panels are in storage, but when I do get to hook them up, I get to hook up all 8 panels. 4 of them are 290 watt and 4 of them are 190 watt. So that's a lot of wattage. That's a good deal. I think it's 2100 watts or something, 2000 watts, continuous in high summer. But it's snowing today, and with the wind blowing underneath the camper, it's chilly in here. I just got the brat on the school bus, which, there's only half an inch, so they wouldn't cancel school yet. A few things to talk about today. I've heard Rush Limbaugh say, and a few other people say, and just about every prepper is debating the merits of whether some states should secede from the United States or not. Here's my take on that. We didn't let that stuff happen at the Civil War. I don't think we're going to let it happen now. Doesn't matter. We were split. There was just as vicious a split then as there is now. You're free to leave the country. You're free to leave the planet. You're free to leave the realm of the living, but you're not free to take our dirt with you. Shut up, Shadow. I'm talking. Secession is such, and I'm hearing it from both sides. People that thought that California and New York would secede if Trump gets in on the 20th of January, or if Texas should secede if Biden gets in there. Nobody. No. We're one country, and we're painfully divided, and we're viciously and violently divided. With these, mostly peaceful protests. Funny how, if I went to have me a mostly peaceful protest, I'd go to jail for it. So, shush. So, the idea on its face just means I surrender. You won, I surrender. Go ahead and go. Take your toys and leave. So, my dog's pestering. So, there's another reason why we couldn't let California, New York, or secede, is because then we'd have Chinese on all 3 sides of us. We'd have Chinese running down the California border side. We'd have Chinese coming in, pouring in through the Northeast, and we'd have Chinese coming down through Canada. Justin Trudeau, what is he? Their prime minister? What is he? What is he? Little king tyrant, whatever the hell he is, says he admires Canada or admires China because they have such a tight grip on their society. They can turn on a dime. Oh, you admire social slavery? Huh. Good to know. You want to betray us for that? Good to know. This is, what was my other point to this? I wrote some points down. Admits failure, puts China on 3 sides of our borders, and you're welcome to leave, but you have to leave our dirt. Those were the 3 points I wanted to make about that. I've seen an interesting video about that vaccine where they were getting it ready to ship out, and they were taking it out of the deep freezers. Well, why was it in deep freezers? How long ago did they make it? See, it appears to me, if you're going to make if if you're gonna make stuff like this, if you're gonna do this and it's pre-planned, like I think it is, and there's no possible way in my mind, there's no possible way this couldn't have been pre-planned. But if you're gonna do that, wouldn't it be necessary to make the virus right alongside of the cure for it, and then deep freeze that stuff for the initial rollout of it? Why would it have been? Why would they have had all of this that they're shipping out right now? And there's people getting on TV. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. You just took AIDS in your arm, stupid. I hope you are. I've also been hearing this phrase, long, dark, cold winter. I mean, there's these times when there's this one catchphrase and you see it 20 times on every one of the channels. Thinking that's a trigger phrase. Dark winter. I'm thinking that's a trigger phrase for, yep, we're pulling the trigger now. Dark winter means we're pulling the trigger now. And from everything that's been going on, you can see they are on full tilt, full bore. Don't matter how stupid they look or how much they suppress everything. They're gonna go full on till they get their agenda done. And we are all slaves, and democracy dies, and our economy dies, and America dies. Oh, but Joe Biden's not an agent of China. It's just his son Hunter, right? I don't know. I hate to get political. Don't feel like being political this morning, but it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And Orange Man ain't done. Orange Man bad ain't done. I've been seeing troop movements. I see 4 carrier groups stationed, and you can look this up. 4 carrier groups stationed, 2 off of our west coast, 2 off of our east coast, up by the northeast in case they tried to secede. 1 right off the coast of China. That's 5 aircraft carrier groups that are deployed right now in preparation for this crap. So it's not over yet. The nuclear option is on the table, and it looks like, because everywhere he goes to get things done legally and properly the way we're supposed to do them in this country, it's looking like they're going to put an unelected man. So, hey, good for you. You know what? We don't elect an emperor every year anyway. It's not about that. The entire deep state has pulled the trigger. Okay? This is our last election. Well, the only reason to have another election is if Trump don't get in. If Biden gets in, it's our last election. Okay, it is. They're going in the next 4 years to destroy our country and everything it stands for, and our Bill of Rights and our Constitution. Like George Bush and everybody else hasn't been trying to do this. I like the movie Conspiracy Theory, where he's talking about it's one group. It's one group, but they're working together at the upper levels, and then at a totally different level, they're warring with each other. Like, okay, we're gonna destroy the country, but we're still fighting over who gets all the spoils. That's what it seems to me. This thing went like rapid fire. You had, just out of the blue, it went COVID to riots to all this election crap to the vaccine. It's just, what's next? And along the way, they're pushing. They're refusing to do any kind of another Trump bucks check, because they want to bring in the Green New Deal, which carbon taxes everyone and every business, sets up for cradle to the grave control of people's lives. And you can go read this. You can go research it yourself. And it also sets up for they're setting up for single-payer socialist medicine and universal universal basic income. They're setting the stage for it. Well, and they've destroyed elections. Why would you need a voice? We're going to pay for you. And your tampons will be free and you'll be happy. Well, I haven't read 1984, but I did read Brave New World, where they had pretty much destroyed the mentality of everybody using Soma, which was, Soma's a muscle relaxer, and a pretty nice buzz, I found out when I was a kid. But it was their version of saying we're going to over medicate all of you until you can't think anymore. I mean, I've got an 11-year-old daughter that's already getting tiddlies, and it's way too young. It's from all the shit they're putting in our food and GMO stuff and hormones that are in the growth hormones that are in the meat. Her body's rapidly advancing in her mind because of her quality public education is miles behind. I mean, I don't know. It seems like a coordinated attack. No child left behind, right? They're all going to be dummies. And I'm doing everything I can to snap her out of it, and it's so tough. So, well, that's all I got. I watched a real good Alex Jones movie last night. I'm going to do a little bit more research and maybe make another video for you in a couple, 2-3 days. I just started my Rumble page for Inbred Outlook, which be the Outlook that won't get slammed on. But the big thing there is that I did a typo when I was putting it in the email address, so I had to go to the original verification email. Went to the wrong one, so I ran over to Google and I registered my typo. I registered the typo so I could receive it, and I keep clicking resend, and apparently they can't figure that one out and resend it to me. In the meantime, I tried to change the address. The one email went to my one address, but because the email wasn't verified before, now I'm in some kind of weird limbo, and I may not be able to be Inbred Outlook when I get to Rumble. At some point, it's either that or I have to cancel this one and start one with a new with a new email address that's different from either one of them two. I'm thinking of going to Proton. I'm telling you what, anytime you get on the internet and you're worried that the government's watching you, you need a VPN. That's a virtual private network that encrypts everything from your computer to some random place where they've got servers. And Proton is a good free VPN, and it's also good encrypted free email. I'd give it a look. It's out of Sweden or Norway or something. But I'd give it a look, man. You got to do something. They're watching every move you make. I'll get my tinfoil hat built tomorrow. But I'm telling you, folks, Edward Snowden put this out for all of us, and they public commentaried it down to, well, who cares if they're invading your privacy and attacking you on a human level? Who cares? But they are, man. The truth is out there and no one's looking. You have a good day, and you be cool. That's impossible for me, but you can do it. Take it easy.